Big news for Philippine defense modernization. According to MaxDefense Philippines, Defense Secretary Gilberto Gibo Teodoro may finally sign the contract for the first batch of 20 multi-role fighters before the year ends. And the frontrunner? Sweden's Saab JAS-39 Gripen. But before we get too excited, there are critical financial and legal roadblocks that could delay this milestone. Today, let's break down the facts, the funding mechanics, and the implications for the Philippine Air Force's long-awaited fighter jet program. The Philippine Air Force has long prioritized the acquisition of multi-role fighters under the revised AFP modernization program. For years, two main contenders were on the table: Lockheed Martin's F-16 Viper and Saab's JAS-39 Gripen. Recent developments point to the Gripen as the most likely choice. MaxDefense Philippines reports that Secretary Teodoro can already sign the deal, provided one condition is met: that the Department of National Defense is assured it can access unprogrammed appropriations. Now here's where it gets technical. For fiscal year 2025, the RAFP-MP has a total programmed funding of 35 billion pesos. So far, only about 26 billion has been obligated, meaning there's still around 9 billion pesos left unused. On top of that, the DND has not yet touched the unprogrammed funds, but legally, it cannot do so until at least 80% of programmed funding has been spent. So if the money is technically there, why isn't Secretary Teodoro greenlighting the deal immediately? He gave two very important reasons. First, the limits of Philippine law. Currently, there are restrictions on the number of soft loans the country can access for defense purposes. This is critical because Sweden, Italy, France, and South Korea have all offered attractive long-term financing packages for major items, such as fighter jets, submarines, and missile systems. But unless Congress amends the law and the President approves it, the Philippines cannot fully utilize those loan options. Second, the only other option is to use what's called a multi-year obligation authority, or MYOA. This system allows the government to spread payments, but only up to 1 year after the item is delivered in full. Let's break this down with the Gripen example. If Saab delivers all 20 fighters in 4 years, the payment schedule can only stretch to around 5 years total, and most of the payments would fall between years 2 and 4, right in the middle of delivery. That's a heavy financial load in a short period, compared to a 10 to 15-year soft loan package that many other countries usually enjoy. This bottleneck has serious implications. The Philippine Air Force urgently needs multi-role fighters to strengthen territorial defense, especially with increasing tensions in the West Philippine Sea. Right now, the PAF relies mainly on FA-50PH light combat aircraft. They are excellent trainers and light fighters, but they lack the full capabilities of true multi-role jets, especially in long-range air defense, strike missions, and advanced electronic warfare. Delays in contract signing mean delays in pilot training, logistics setup, and the establishment of a fighter ecosystem within the Air Force. Remember, even after signing, it can take years before the first squadron is fully combat ready. Some may ask, why not just sign now and worry about payments later? The answer is sustainability. Secretary Teodoro knows that if the DND commits without a stable payment structure, it risks either overburdening the defense budget in the short term or worse, stalling mid-contract due to lack of appropriations. The Gripen deal, estimated at billions of pesos, is not just about acquiring jets. It's about ensuring the Philippine Air Force has reliable support, spare parts, training pipelines, and maintenance contracts for decades to come. Without the right financial framework, the program risks becoming unsustainable. So where does this leave us? The Department of Budget and Management has already confirmed that funds are still available, and the DND has space to maneuver. The real question is whether Congress will act quickly to amend the law on soft loans for defense. If all goes well, we may finally see Secretary Teodoro sign the contract for the first batch of 20 Gripen fighters before the year ends. That would mark a historic leap for the Philippine Air Force, bringing us closer to a credible air defense capability for the 21st century. What do you think? Should the Philippines push ahead with the Gripen deal under current funding limits? Or should we wait until financing laws are fixed for a more sustainable purchase? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on Philippine defense modernization. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.